Hi, I'm Kidest, and you are tuning into my What Went Right Around the Globe series. In our January edition, we're going to look at some of the things that went right in a number of different countries, good news, inspiring news, happy news. So, here we go. What went right in January of 2025? First up, a team of scientists from Montana State University have discovered a nearly 6,000-year-old ancient forest in the Rockies. Now, why is this good news? Any discovery of our natural world preserved in this kind of condition is valuable, a valuable source of knowledge for scientists. It can help us understand about past climates. It can help to inform future predictions and conservation strategies when it comes to protecting and preserving the Earth's natural treasures. Over in Europe, conservationists have successfully reintroduced 15 pine martens back into the wild. This is after a 150-year absence in that region. This effort aims to restore ecological balance and biodiversity in that region. Once again, conservation is showcasing what's possible for restoring Earth's rich biodiversity. More in nature conservation, nature protection news, Canada has added to protected marine areas in the Arctic. This new addition is culturally and historically significant for being particularly unique in what it features. Now, Canada aims to protect 30% of ocean areas by 2030, and this new addition is a step in the direction toward meeting that goal. Now, why is this good? The protection of this area safeguards a unique and a critical Arctic marine habitat. This area in particular can be a vital refuge for creatures like seals and polar bears and other ice-dependent species. Now, the area also holds significant cultural importance for Inuit communities, and this particular protected area is designed to respect their traditional harvesting practices. This particular marine area also it provides a base for ongoing research to better understand Arctic marine ecosystems and the effects of climate change. Lastly, this protected area can actually contribute to maintaining healthy marine ecosystems and the services they provide, including carbon sequestration. The first ever nuclear fusion plant is breaking ground in the US. It breaks ground in the state of Virginia. Now, this is the world's first grid scale plant that's planned to be built in the next 5 years. Now, why is this good? Nuclear fusion, which is the fusing together of atoms to generate energy, is a source of sustainable, clean energy. And I'm not talking small amounts, I'm talking the kind of output that is vastly or exponentially greater than any of the previous or traditional sources of energy that we've had in human history. So this is big news, it's good news, it's a big win for clean, sustainable energy goals. As of January 1st, 2025, all of Chicago's 411 municipal buildings, those are its international airport, fire stations, libraries, and city hall, are now completely powered by a renewable energy. What an achievement. Now, this will significantly decrease greenhouse emissions in the city and reduce Chicago's carbon footprint. The reduction in carbon emission from this achievement alone is the equivalent of removing thousands of fuel-emitting cars from the road each year. So Kudos to Chicago, its city leadership, for having a vision, a plan, and delivering on such an inspiring goal. Lots to be inspired by for other cities around the globe by this achievement. So, yay, Chicago! Two, good news from Japan. This actually happened toward the end of 2024. The first is Japan launched the first predominantly wooden satellite into space in a collaboration with SpaceX. Now, the goal of launching a wooden satellite into space is to test how viable wood would be in space as an alternative to aluminum. The goal is to reduce space debris. So this is a step in the right direction to sustainability from, a solar system perspective. The second great news or innovative development from Japan is the invention of a new type of plastic that is fully recyclable and that also fully dissolves in seawater within hours. Now, when it comes to solving the plastic dilemma, I think that's a big win. Good news from the land down under. Now, Australia is set to launch its first ever lunar rover mission, affectionately named a Rover for kangaroo, in collaboration with NASA. Now, this marks a significant step in Australia's space exploration endeavors. The Australian rover will be semi-autonomous and designed to collect lunar soil, contributing to the development of a sustainable human presence on the moon as part of future Artemis missions. Another good news coming from Australia is Australia is addressing educational inequalities faced by Indigenous Australians by delivering demand-driven funding for university education for that group. Although it's not free university education, not many countries are there yet, it guarantees entrance or placement to all Indigenous students who have the grades for the courses or programs they want to study. Now, to me, it's obvious, but I'll say it anyway. Why is this good? Now, when it comes to space exploration, it's a catalyst for developing technology, innovation, economic prosperity, and it creates demand for fields in science and technology, fields like astrobiology and astrochemistry. So when it comes to expanding your tech and innovation sector, space exploration is one of those activities that begins to open that field up for you. The second demand-driven funding available for Indigenous students, why is that good news? Education equality, education access is a huge economic driver in any country. The more educated your population is, the more economic and job creation increases that you will find. There's a high correlation between higher education, job creation, and economic stability in any country. So that this is being made available to groups of individuals who need that access is a big win. It's good news, it's great news, it's inspiring, and I hope more countries follow in that direction. A law requiring a 50% female representation on corporate boards is in effect in Scotland. The Gender Representation on Public Boards Bill is now an act in Scottish Parliament. Now, why is this good news? Obviously, gender equality, gender diversity, any move towards achieving that goal is a positive one for any community, any city, any society. Laws like this can actually eliminate any kind of systemic barriers that prevent women from reaching senior roles. So this ensures that women have that path forward into management, senior management types of roles in corporations, and the increased diversity is actually linked to better overall company performance. So the move to gender equality and gender diversity isn't just about social responsibility. It is also a proven path to success in a number of different facets. So this is a win-win for Scotland. The Food and Drug Administration in the US now recognizes acupuncture and Reiki as evidence-based therapies. The proposal recommends that healthcare providers learn about these therapies as part of their education on pain management. The initiative reflects a broader trend towards integrating alternative medicine into conventional healthcare practices. Now, why is this good news? As someone who uses these types of therapies in my own life, they work. The integration of alternative and complementary medicine into conventional healthcare practices can mean enhanced holistic patient care. This is a win for patients. More availability of these types of therapeutic practices in more places like clinics and hospitals means that patients get the pain relief with 0 to very minimal adverse effects. These are the types of therapies that don't really have negative side effects. Validation by a regulatory body like the FDA can also mean that these types of therapies get more coverage by insurance companies. Now, I know acupuncture is covered by some insurance companies in Canada. So adding to that availability for self-care, patient care is a positive for health and well-being for the public. The validation also encourages further scientific research that can push the integration of these type of therapies forward into mainstream or conventional healthcare practices. So this is good news, it's great news, it's the kind of news that shows the support for health and well-being is growing. The availability of more holistic approaches to health and well-being is growing, and the integration and inclusion of medicine from different cultural understandings is being integrated into traditional healthcare practices. So it's great news to report on for January 2025 for good news from around the world. So that's my short roundup for you of good news from around the world from January 2025. What went right in your community, in your city, in your life in January? Take some time to focus on the good.
If you enjoyed this tip on deliberate creation, personal development, consciousness evolution, be sure to visit my website for books, courses, and more to help you in your personal development and personal transformation journey.